Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway says people don't care if Donald Trump ever releases his tax returns, but that's not what the polls are showing. And back with me now, Richard Painter, Noah Bookbinder, and Edwin Williamson. Gentlemen, welcome back. Noah, you know, Cruz says right up front that you plan to use this lawsuit to force President Trump to release his tax returns. Is that really what this case is all about?
It's not really what this case is all about. This case is really about ensuring that he complies with the Constitution and ensuring that he makes decisions for the right reasons. However, if we're going to be successful, if we are going to establish what foreign payments he is taking, and if a court is going to be able to make a decision and tell him he needs to stop taking those illegal payments, then we're going to have to know what they are. And right now, we don't have a comprehensive account of what Donald Trump's business interests are. A very good way to get a much more comprehensive account is going to be to look at his taxes. So that will clearly be one of the things we're going to be asking for, because otherwise we can't get where we need to go in this case. But I also did want to mention that Richard Painter and his counterpart Norm Eisen and Professor Lawrence Tribe have written up a comprehensive account of the Emoluments Clause, examining the law, and have found tremendous legal support for the position that we're taking. It has never been resolved by a court because we've never had a president who has put us in this position, but we're eager to get into a court and get it resolved.
What will the taxes show?
Well, among other things, the taxes will give us a lot more information about what precisely his business interests are, and where they are and how they work. We know about some of the foreign payments that he's getting. We certainly have no way of knowing whether we know about all of them or even a substantial portion of them, and his taxes can give us a whole lot more information about that.
Richard, and then I'm going to get Ed in. Quickly, Richard, Kellyanne Conway also said that people didn't care if Trump releases his tax returns, and we know that she's wrong about that. This is an ABC News Washington Post poll released last week. 74% say that Trump should release his tax returns, including 49% of his very own supporters.
Well, Kellyanne Conway's been talking about a lot of so-called alternative facts recently, and I think the White House better get the message very quickly that alternative facts are not going to fly with the American people. And Donald Trump promised to release the tax returns. Many, many times he promised to release the tax returns as soon as this audit was done. And I think the American people are going to hold him accountable for that promise. That's not what this lawsuit is about. This lawsuit is about the emoluments, the unconstitutional payments to the president. The tax returns might very well tell us what those payments are. There are other ways to get that information. But the real facts are the American people were promised those tax returns, and they're entitled to them. And he ought to live up to his promises.
If the IRS is auditing President Trump's taxes, as he and his people continue to claim, they have shown no evidence to that effect, and President Trump is in charge of the IRS now. Is that a conflict?
Oh, sure. I would think that would be a specific party particular matter for Trump to weigh in on the IRS with respect to an audit, and he should recuse himself from anything like that. But you know, I'm not sure I understand exactly the position here. Noah says that this suit is about the tax returns. Richard says it isn't. But I think maybe, I mean, I'd like to, if I could go back to just one provision in the complaint.
I've got 30 seconds. If you could do it then, I would appreciate it.
Okay. They make a claim that Trump is in violation of what's referred to as the Domestic Emoluments Clause, which basically prohibits the president from being compensated by the federal government or a state government in excess of his set salary. And if their interpretation is correct, President Obama was in violation of it for receiving interest on Treasury securities that he owned. That's just an example of the quality of this complaint.
All right, I've got it.
We're not claiming that at all, and we're not claiming that with respect to foreign government bonds. Not at all. This is about business deals. This isn't about securities of buying an open market.
Look at paragraph 50 of the complaint.
All right, I've got to go. Thank you, gentlemen.
This is about business transactions.
When we come right back, a wealthy businessman, a reality TV star runs for office. Does that sound familiar? Wait until you see who it is next.